As we all know, the 49ers lost in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs in 2020 in offseason. So hi guys, I'm Jake, and we're going to see what the 49ers should do this offseason. And thank you for this great video idea. I love doing these, and I'll definitely make more to come. And also, I'm going to be booked with ideas from like Thursday to roughly Monday or Wednesday next week. So I'm sorry if I don't get to yours in a while, that's just how it's going to be right now. But anyway, let's get started to the video. So the first thing the 49ers should do is extend and resign players while also using the free agency. The biggest guy that the 49ers need to extend, and this could be the only guy really, is Fred Warner. And also, Nick Bosa is a beast, and I think he should deserve an extension. Nick Bosa was really good in 2019, and he was hurt in 2020, but if he can come back and return in 2021, this should be a no-brainer. And while Nick Bosa probably shouldn't be extended this year, definitely next year I would consider it. And the guy that they should re-sign is Kyle Juszczyk. And while the fullback isn't really the most popular position on the field, Juszczyk is so explosive on the offense for his position. Juszczyk is really the only receiving threat out of all the fullbacks in the NFL. And while he's pushing 30, I think it's the best interest for the 49ers to keep him and have that stable at that position. Another guy I think the 49ers should re-sign is CJ Beather. While CJ Beathard should not be the starter at all for the 49ers, I really think that they should keep him just as a backup. I would do what Washington did with Taylor Heinicke and sign him to a 2-year deal. And I feel if CJ Beathard's the backup and their starters get hurt, whoever that may be, CJ Beathard gives you the best chance to win out of someone like, say, Nick Mullins, who they should let walk in the free agency. But anyway, CJ Beathard would be a great option as a backup. And one guy that you could maybe look into signing, but most likely you should let walk, is Trent Williams. Now this also depends on the contract he wants. If he wants like a 1-year, $10 million deal or so, then I say go for it, but he might want more, I'm not really sure. So I would definitely explore this, but I wouldn't say, force yourself to get Trent Williams, because he's someone you can let go right now. And 2 defensive ends on the field. They just got a first-round pick in Javon Kinlaw. So if the 49ers decide to run a 4-3, they could maybe have Carrie Hider as the second defensive tackle, but also he is pushing 30 and you have all that stability there already. So I would look into maybe re-signing him, but most likely he will probably have to walk. And next, let's look into free agency. Now, if the 49ers decide to go into free agency to spend, they shouldn't go after really any older players, like guys above 30. If I were them, I would let that have in mind is Joe Thuney. Thuney was really good for the Patriots, and I feel he could be a staple there at offensive guard. While they do have people that might be gone at the offensive line position, I think Joe Thuney can really replace some of them. This is a guy like Trent Williams who's going to be gone, or people like that who Joe Thuney could probably replace. And another guy is Taylor Moton as well. Like I said before, Trent Williams might be gone. And Taylor Moton could be one of the offensive tackles that they have on their offense. Moton is extremely solid, and I believe he's 26 or 27, so you can have him in his prime. And the 49ers could also use some cornerback help, really. And they could use a guy like Shaquille Griffin. Even though this is on a rival team, Griffin's a really good addition. While injuries kind of kept him off the field, whenever he's on the field, he's really good. They're going to be losing some cornerbacks like Richard Sherman or Jason Barrett, so this would be a good addition. And if they really wanted to, maybe they can explore a Mike Hilton signing. And you might not want to go after a slot-only cornerback if you're losing all these cornerbacks that are going to be starting. And if they do decide to go after a slot cornerback, Mike Hilton would be a great addition. So the next thing the 49ers should do is to find their franchise quarterback in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo led you to the Super Bowl in the first place, and I believe he should be the starter in 2021. But really, I think the 49ers should get their guy to kind of like sit behind him, wait a year for Jimmy Garoppolo to be gone, and then you can start as the starting quarterback. So the first one a lot of people have in mind is to trade up for a guy like Zach Wilson. This makes the most sense. He'd be really good in the 49ers offense. He's a pretty safe quarterback, and he's going to have Kyle Shanahan, a great offensive mind. And if you look at the guy that's most likely going to last to the 49ers, it looks like Trey Lance so far can last to number 12. Trey Lance would also be a great addition because just like Wilson, he's very safe with the football. He does so many stuff right and the sky's the limit for him. But honestly, the most intriguing one to me might be Justin Fields. Justin Fields might have one of the highest upsides in this draft, but he also has a pretty big floor. I'm not saying this is because it's bad, it's just because he has some problems that he needs to work with. And while he has gone better and better every year, I think he should sit behind a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo. And with Kyle Shanahan being such a good offensive coach, I feel Fields could really flourish in his offense. You know, if you look at guys like Mahomes and Josh Allen, they had problems coming out of college, but they were put in such great situations and they were able to succeed through them. Now they might be the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. And Justin Fields has so much upside that if he goes to someone like Kyle Shanahan, he could really flourish. And lastly, I believe the 49ers should not be afraid to let some veterans go. And number 1 here might have to be Trent Williams. Like I said, you know, maybe they could sign him to 1 year, but most likely they should probably let him go. Trent Williams was really good last year and he even made a Pro Bowl, but he is getting up there in age and the 49ers probably should be rebuilding just a little bit. And another guy they can let go is Richard Sherman. While he did do really well in 2019, Richard Sherman is not like a must-keep guy for the 49ers. The best days of football are behind him, and whenever you're a cornerback and you're getting in your 30s, it's very unlikely that you keep up how well you've played for the years you've had. And another guy they should let go is Jason Barrett. Barrett, like, he's pretty good whenever he's actually on the field, but the problem is he's really never on the field. Barrett is also going to be 30, so it's not a smart idea to keep him long term if he's not going to play his best football. And it kind of sucks to see that, like, the 49ers weren't really a good team last year, even though they did make the Super Bowl the year before. But if I'm a 49ers fan right now, I would not be that mad if they just rebuild for maybe 2 years. Because if you look at their division, you know, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals are all going to compete for playoff spots. But also, you know, look at those teams, you know, just in, like, complete detail. You know, Matthew Stafford is like, what, 33? So the Rams might only have 3 more good years with him. You know, I don't know the whole Russell Wilson situation. If he's on, they're going to be playoff contenders every year. But if he's not, it's just going to be interesting. So really, I feel in the next 5 years, say Wilson is gone and Stafford is, you know, in his late 30s, then the Cardinals might be the only competition for the 49ers. And if the 49ers can be smart with free agency, smart in extending players, and they can get their franchise quarterback, then I think it'll be worth the wait for the 49ers. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. The next 2 videos I'm going to make are not going to be ideas necessarily, but I have 2 ideas that, you know, people have been giving me that I'm going to make on Monday and Wednesday of next week. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. You guys are the 64 best people on YouTube, and I'll see you guys in 2 more days.